Alright, might as well kick this one off with telling you guys who won last week's giveaway for Bioshock 2, and that's Radroach King. Check your email, check your spam, check all that happy good stuff there. Get your copy of that game. Might as well just move into the next giveaway here too, because why not? Giving away Metro 2033 Redux. Yeah, 2033. Redux. You know, same basis as before. Enter down below to get the opportunity to win that game on Steam. With all that out of the way, gonna just jump right into this one because it's not the normal type of video I make. Just recently, I went back through and was checking the games and stuff I have on Steam. And one of the ones that popped up was a game called Nightingale. This game came out like 2020, 2021. And it was everything I love in a game. A survival, crafting, base building game with a unique setting, unique idea, unique aesthetic to it, as it were. What this game was a Victorian, gas-punk, steampunk style setting where the Earth is pretty much gone and you are pulled into the Fey Wilds, right? You know, you got Puck, you got Oberon, you got all that sort of things there. And how you would interact with these realms was you would take a card and you would play it like a woodland or a desert or a marsh. And then you would put signifiers on it like peaceful or, you know, cursed or things like that. And would augment the world you go to and the world you run around in. And you can open as many of these things as you wanted. Sometimes you would need to reset them to reroll. Because that's how you would get the materials you need to upgrade and move on. Now, I played this game to completion. We'll get into that in a second. Back when it first came out, and I put it down and I figured, okay, I'll wait a while and then check back in on the game to just see how it does. And here I am, talking about it in a video, because it's fairly sad what happened to this game. The aesthetic, great, amazing. The overall idea of it, running from this encroaching, like almost eldritch style, consuming, bound entity thing. Running through the Fey Wilds, meeting actual Fey, being able to use weird magics mixed with the Victorian aesthetic of it all is amazing. Crafting system is one of the best I've seen in a game, but also one of the most annoying I've seen in a game. Like, I love the idea of, okay, if I go running out here and I just pick up a bunch of random grass, sure, I could spin that grass into twine and I can weave that twine into cloth, but that cloth is not going to be great, right? Or I can go out and I can hunt animals, hunt predators, hunt prey, hunt insectoids and the like, and I can take their pelts, the predator and prey pelts anyway, and turn them into felt. And when I use that felt to make clothing, one, it changes how the clothing looks, and two, it changes the stats on the clothing, right? So, you know, you can the prey, felt, and leather, I do believe goes through and makes it so you have more stamina, but the predator kind goes through and makes it so you do, you know, more attack damage. So it's a really neat way to do that. And it also gives a lot of variety to what you can make and what you can do. One of the things I don't much care for, and I'm just going to address that now, is how you unlock these things, right? Toward the end of playing it this time here, I wanted just one simple thing to unlock a revolver. The most basic gun in the game. A revolver. And I had to go into another realm, be able to collect the essence of that realm, to then unlock the schematic for a revolver so that I could craft it. Then, that costs like 25 tier 2 essence, which is, you know, harder to get. You clear one little instance, one little area in the new realm, and you'll get like 10 essence, right? So 25 doesn't seem too bad if you're going to unlock a revolver, until you realize that you didn't unlock the revolver. You unlocked the know-how and understanding on how to craft the revolver, how to put it together, but you have no idea how to make the parts for it. Which means you have to go through and you have to unlock the action. You have to unlock the barrel, but to unlock the barrel, you have to unlock the rod. To unlock the... Then to unlock the, the grip, as they call it, stock, as they call it. You need to unlock woodworking level 2, and to unlock the fasteners for the gun, you need to unlock buckles, and to unlock buckles, you need to unlock metal crafting rank 2, and all in all, you know, it's 25 to just unlock how to put together the revolver. Everything else, start to finish, to unlock the revolver, takes like 100 tier 1 essence and like 100 tier 2 essence. Which is annoying. And yes, other things also use stocks and barrels and stuff like that to make. With how grindy this game is, since they haven't given us the ability to modify modify private games or anything, it's just super grindy. Which, that's going to lead me now into explaining this game's history a little bit. When this game first came out years ago, they tried to sell it off as a MMO light. What do I mean by that when this is clearly a survival crafting base building game where you and a few of your friends would just jump into a little small area and play around? Exactly what I just said. All of these little realms that you play in with your friends all connect back to a bastion of sorts. The last foothold of humanity. A hub world is what it is. And your main quest throughout the game leads you there. No, it's not Nightingale. I don't think they ever implemented that city in game, so I don't know. Maybe they did, maybe they didn't. But once you get to this hub world, other players are running around. You can get like the highest tier gear and stuff from the essence traders there for stupid amounts of high grade essence. And then you can group together in raid groups to take on raids from this hub world. I don't know why they did it. It is very strange for a survival crafting base building game that, no lie, it took me like 100 hours to get to that point, would then suddenly switch on its head and say, okay, now it's like an MMO light. Which, you know, the issue about it being an MMO light is that it always has to be online at that point, and they didn't even have private servers or self-hosted servers or offline play. And once they started getting pushback about this, they decided to actually work on it, which is amazing. It's great. They're giving players what they want. Problem, though, it took them like a year to do this. For some reason. Which hampered other development of the game. So when I first played it, just to put this into perspective, how it hampered it and even detracted from the current state of the game. When I first played this game, you had unique animations for almost everything. You go through and you fry a piece of meat on a fire. You eat that piece of meat, your character literally holds up a piece of meat wrapped in a leaf and eats the piece of meat. You go through and you make cookies and tea. Well, your character pours the tea, and they eat some cookies and drink the tea. These all modify your stats and status a la Valheim, if you've ever played Valheim. Same idea. The better the food you eat, the more stamina, more health you get from it. That sort of thing. And, yeah. You go to drink a potion, you would literally take out a potion container, pop the lid on it, and drink it, right? You had to time when you were doing things. You couldn't just hastily, you know, re-up your buffs and stuff mid-combat without getting taken advantage of by the enemy. All of those are gone now. You can't even equip food in any hotbar slots anymore. Those are just gone. Which is a shame, because there was a lot of time and effort put into that, and they gave the game a charm. They did eventually come out with the single player for the game, which doesn't have any server settings, like I said. If it does, I don't know how to get into them to change anything around. Otherwise, I would have before making this video. So that's sad. They did rework the beginning of the game, which I think detracts from the game significantly. When I first played the game, you would show up in a miniaturized version of a realm. And then you would go through that miniaturized version of the realm, collecting ingredients, going through the basics of crafting, the basics of building, and then you would go through that realm to the next one, to the next one, and to the next one. And you would go through these miniaturized realms to familiarize yourself with how the realms work, because they each have different mechanics. Like the marsh is always wet, which means you're going to get wet, and if you go into the deeper marsh, you're going to get sick, and if you're in the desert, you're going to suffer heat stroke and stuff like that, right? So it gives you a little taste of it all, shows you how to deal with these places, and then says, here's a card. Where do you want to make home? This is the card for a peaceful realm. Do you want it to be the marsh? Do you want it to be the forest? Do you want it to be the desert? Where do you want to make home, right? And then you go through and you make your home realm, your Abilene, I think as they call it. And then you go there. You can build your entire base there if you wanted. You can move on all different realms and stuff and make bases there. It's just whatever realm you build in, you can't reset. Otherwise, it just destroys everything built in that realm. Which makes sense, you know. You're literally resetting the realm as you see fit. The other thing is like minor realm cards. You can go to an astrolabe, I think they call it. And you could play minor realm cards. This could be something like the card of the craftsman, which makes it so that everything you craft while that card is active is just better. But you gather less resources, or you move slower. Or the one of my favorites to play when I was messing around with people, the card of the trickster. You go and you play this card at the astrolabe, and you could jump really high. You can glide really far. You use way less stamina, but all resources are randomized. You go up to a tree and you cut down a tree, you might get meat from it. You go and you mine a rock, you could get, I don't know, spider silk from it. You go over here and you pick up grass or something, you can get, you know, tin from it. So it was a unique idea for these sorts of things. It's just, how to explain this? Enshrouded. Huge game. Made massive strides since it first came out. People love it. People are doing challenge runs and stuff with that game. Enshrouded and Nightingale came out at the same time. Right? And Nightingale it's literally been abandoned at this point. The devs no longer work on it because reasons. They said an indefinite hiatus on updates and stuff to the game, which is just so sad. So sad. They should, quite frankly, in my opinion, they toss out an update that gives us the ability to modify like spawn rates and pretty much everything on our end, and it would increase the longevity of this game. Toss out modding support for it, and the game would be set pretty much forever. Wouldn't be a massive fan base, especially with a rocky start, but there would be people that would come back to it and play it, right? At this point in time, every October, give or take, I go back through and I play V Rising, which is kind of like a top-down, almost MOBA style survival crafting, base building vampire game. And I mod it so that, you know, stuff, the missions you can send your vampires out on, you know, complete faster. And I up resource spawns and stuff like that so that I can spend just a solid 2 weeks just playing that game in October and enjoying it for what it is. Every once in a while, I'll come back to Conan Exiles. I have almost 1,000 hours in that game. Really annoys me about that is I bought every DLC for that game as it came out. Then, years later, they decided we're done with that idea, like $10 for, you know, a building skin pack, and annoying to explain. It does technically give you a building set along with different armor, except the armor is pretty much just reskins of the basic armor in the game. Same with the building set. Pretty much just skins in different styles for, well, weapons, armor, and a building set. Which, you know, some people like, some people don't. I thought it was fine because it's still literally everything base game. In the base game, this is just something a little different, right? And for the price, it was fine. And then, for some reason, I'm like, for some reason they introduced a battle pass to it and tried doing all that, and they've been trying all sorts of different stuff up to the release of Dune Exile? Not Dune Exiles, Dune Awakening. Which they called a survival crafting base building MMO, just like they did with Conan Exiles, and lo and behold, it's not a survival crafting base building MMO. Here in a few weeks, they're going to be releasing an update that allows us to have our own private instances of the game, like they should have had from the start. So, it's just sad to see a game with such a unique aesthetic. Just think about it. Mind you, I have gameplay and stuff going on in the background here. But just think about it. You know, Victorian, you know, Lovecraftian somewhat, monstrosities and the fae and magic and stuff running around. It's good. It's fun. It's sad that the game died because developers tried to reinvent the wheel. Right? That is most definitely what they did. There's zero need for it, right? If any developer out there is watching this for whatever reason, you just stumble upon my video. If you're going to make a survival crafting base building game, which it's an entire niche genre that you could make money at, few things from the very start, first and foremost, okay? Make it so we can have private games. Us and our friends, hosted locally, or even just single player, whatever. Got to be there from the start. Second, make it so we can mess with the settings for our own server. Okay? Third, craft from storage and build from storage. Always got to have that. Right? And then maybe fourth, toss in there something along the lines of, yeah, no, I think those three would be fine for any game that is coming out. Just take your aesthetic and do what you want with it, but just have those things in place so that you know that if you as a company go under, the people can still play your game and still remember your game. Why Fallout's still around, all the newer Fallout games are still around, why the Elder Scrolls games and stuff are still around. That's why a lot of games that I play are still around, because I have the power to do what I want with those games. I know this has mostly just been a ramble, talking about a game that pretty much been gone for the last 4 years, give or take. Came out, people loved the aesthetic, rocky start to it, pretty much forgotten about, and now it's pretty much abandoned, which is sad to see. Really sad to see, especially when you see that the same amount of dev time has been put into Enshrouded. Right, they both came out about the same time. Enshrouded has come a long way. I own that game too, mind you. But it's come a long way from the first inklings of it then. And it's just sad to see this happen to a game like this. But that's how it goes. Thank you for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If this is your first or second time here, hope you enjoyed your stay. If this is your third time here, go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you stay updated on when I post. Yeah, this week's giveaway, should have heard it in the beginning. I've done this all on like one long ass shot too. Is Metro 2033 Redux. I'll announce the winner for it Friday. Yeah, it's I think Monday as I record this. Super late is what it is. I need to get it edited and out. Couldn't really think of a good Fallout topic for this week. You know, last week's video kind of took the steam out of the sails, so to speak, there, with YouTube being YouTube, right? You put a lot of time and effort into a video. I think I put more effort into that video than almost any other video, like research and back-end wise, before even getting B-roll or anything like that. And YouTube showed it to less than 3,000 people, and like 200 watched it. It's not good. It's not good. So, make sure to do all the things that YouTube does like. Interact, like, subscribe, comment, hype, all of that stuff. It's much appreciated. And, yeah, no. Thank you. Thank you for just hanging out, watching this, if you watched it all the way through. Kinda, like I said, random. I just remembered the game the other day, decided to play it, see how it turned out. And yeah, just the sad state of things connected to it at this point. And yeah, I know what a lot of people are going to say. Don't back early access projects and whatnot. And I'll say don't pre-order games. I'll say don't pre-order games. As for early access, there are games that just never leave early access that are great, right? It's just know what it is, check out the state of the game before you buy it. If the state that the game is in whilst in early access is okay for you, which it was for me, then go ahead and buy the game. Never pre-order a game. Don't do that. Companies that allow for pre-ordering and whatnot are not going to go broke without pre-orders. So, don't pre-order. Anyway, that's about it. Thanks for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed it. And I am going to drink a bunch of caffeine, knock this out, and then try to figure out a thumbnail for it. See you guys later.